Hello everybody. Before I get started with today's video, I just want to give a huge shout out to our men and women who have served our great country, the United States of America, to protect our liberties and freedoms and rights and all that. Men and women who sacrificed their lives to protect this country as well as our liberties and freedoms. Thank you so much and happy Memorial Day to everybody. Now on to today's video. Today I'm going to do something that I've really been wanting to do during my Incredible Hulk marathon, but I never really took the time to do it because it probably slipped my mind at the time. But I'm going to talk to you about a certain incarnation of the Hulk in the comic books that I think a lot of us, if not all of us, can and will agree that has been adapted poorly, abysmally in the MCU, and that is the Professor Hulk persona. Now, the Professor Hulk persona has gained a lot of hate over the years, ever since his portrayal, his appearance in Avengers Endgame, and how poorly the character has been written. He's been written as too goofy, too much of a pushover, too much of a comic relief, if I don't say so myself. And I've said this to many people, the Professor Hulk persona in the comic books is actually a much better and more interesting character in the comic books than he has been throughout all of his appearances in the MCU. The Professor Hulk persona was created by Peter David and artist, I think, and Dale Keown, I think, at the time, and made his first appearance in the final panel of The Incredible Hulk Volume 1, Issue 377, back around the early 1990s. And the Professor Hulk persona was created as a means of giving Bruce Banner a persona of the Hulk that represented his heroic ideals as heroic ideologies. Basically, giving us a much more version of a much more heroic iteration of the Incredible Hulk, where he's in much more control of his actions rather than acting like a borderline raging monster a lot of the times. And I know that may seem unorthodox to a lot of fellow Hulk fans, but it actually proved to be pretty damn good for the time. It proved to be pretty damn good idea, actually, because Bruce Banner basically created the Professor Hulk as a failsafe, so that way the Professor Hulk doesn't go on an uncontrollable rampage like the Hulk tends to do from time to time. Um, the Professor Hulk, while not as powerful compared to the other Hulk incarnations, including the Fractured Sun, the Devil slash Immortal Hulk, and probably my favorite, the Green Scar slash Worldbreaker Hulk, due to the fact that the madder he gets, the weaker he gets. Although originally he did grow stronger the madder he got, but it soon revealed that if he got too angry, he reverted back to Bruce Banner with the mindset of the Savage Hulk, dubbing him Savage Banner. The Professor Hulk was basically, as I said before and multiple times here in this video, that he was created to represent Bruce Banner's self-sacrificing heroic ideals. And in fact, the MCU basically did not only the character of the Hulk dirty, but did the creator of the Professor Hulk persona, Peter David, dirty, as well as Dale Keown dirty. It's just straight up disrespectful and unacceptable. Um, I mean, did I have a problem with them using Professor Hulk? No, but how they rushed the idea, how poorly written the character has been. It's no excuse. I mean, the Professor Hulk is, in my opinion, one of the better incarnations of the Hulk in the comic books, and yet they made him look like a shit character in the movies. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. I mean, the Professor Hulk has been a fan favorite incarnation slash persona of the Hulk for decades, and yet MCU basically turned him into complete garbage, and that to me is unacceptable. Literally 100% unacceptable. And, you know, Professor Hulk, I get it, may seem unorthodox to a lot of people that may seem considered themselves hardcore Incredible Hulk fans, but if you actually do your research on it, it's actually a pretty damn good idea, and how Peter David and Dale Keown came up with that idea was pure genius. Um, the fact of the matter is that, you know, the Professor Hulk, I think, has been done poorly in the MCU, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. A lot of fans have been disgusted with how badly the Professor Hulk persona has been done. And the fact of the matter is that, it's really shed on the character, on the Professor Hulk persona's image and legacy is beyond disgraceful. I think a lot of I think, and people want to really crap on Mark Ruffalo. I'm not blaming Mark Ruffalo. I blame the writers in the Marvel Studios that gave him the material to work with. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve any criticism, but I do think the people at fault are mostly the writers at Marvel Studios than Mark Ruffalo himself. And I think they haven't really given him the best material to work with since Thor Ragnarok. I mean, yes, Thor Ragnarok was mostly a Thor movie. It was pretty much a Thor movie. But the Hulk, and relatively speaking, was written and represented very, very well in that movie. That's the way I feel about it. Honestly, when working on Avengers Infinity Endgame, we were all expecting the Green Scar Worldbreaker Hulk to show up and kick Thanos' ass, but we didn't get it. We got a shitty, half-assed abomination of a Professor Hulk iteration dubbed Smart Hulk, which to me is a stupid nickname. Professor Hulk to me sounds better, or better yet, the merged Hulk, which basically consists of Bruce Banner, the Green Savage Hulk, and the Gray Joe Fixit Hulk merged into one being. So yeah, I will send you a link of the origin of Professor Hulk video, of an origin of the Professor Hulk video, in the description below, for you guys to get an understanding of the better understanding of the Professor Hulk persona. Hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, peace out. And once again, happy Memorial Day.